There is a quiet power that begins to stir within the soul when one gently asks, what does it truly mean to be wealthy? Many carry a weight, a pressure in their chest, believing that wealth is something they must chase, something distant, perhaps even unreachable. This belief creates a constant feeling of running, striving, and often not feeling enough. Yet I invite you now, softly, lovingly, to pause and breathe. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing missing from you. Wealth is not a reward for perfection, nor is it a prize for the chosen few. Wealth is energy. It's a current, a vibration, a natural state of being that we can align ourselves with, not by struggle, but by awareness and acceptance. You may have been told that money is the only measure of success, and perhaps you've tried very hard to reach a place where you could finally feel safe, respected, or at peace. But the truth is, that kind of peace doesn't begin in your bank account. It begins in your mind, in your breath, in your heart. When we hold love for ourselves, when we care for the energy of our thoughts and emotions, we open the gates to a different kind of wealth, one that brings fulfillment, connection, and yes, often more material abundance as well. There are moments when you may feel the tension rising, bills piling up, responsibilities stretching far and wide. It's easy to feel overwhelmed. In these moments, I invite you to place your hand over your heart and whisper, I am safe, I am supported, I am learning to receive. These simple words carry energy. They begin to soften the fear that has held you back and open the way for a new way of seeing and living. We are not meant to beg life for crumbs. We are meant to stand in our worth and know that the universe is always ready to give, not as a punishment or a test, but as a natural response to our energy. As you begin to see yourself as valuable, as lovable, as worthy of joy, you shift your entire vibration. And in that shift, everything begins to respond. The world reflects back what you quietly believe about yourself. Let's release the belief that wealth is something you must fight for. You do not have to push or force. Your power comes from relaxing into the truth of who you are. When you align with that truth, when your thoughts, your words, and your feelings begin to harmonize with the energy of abundance, then wealth flows, not only in money, but in time, in love, in ease, and in well-being. Start small, start gently. Begin each morning with a whisper. I am open to the energy of wealth. I welcome it into my life. Let these words be like water nurturing the soil of your consciousness. Day by day, you are building a new belief system, one rooted not in fear or lack, but in love and trust. And know this, there is no shame in wanting to live a beautiful, secure life. There is nothing selfish or greedy about desiring more ease, more joy, more flow. These desires come from your inner knowing, that part of you that remembers abundance is your birthright. So hold that knowing close. Let it warm you from within. You are not here to suffer. You are here to shine. You are here to grow. You are here to live in harmony with the flow of the universe. Let's now explore something tender and honest. The feeling of lack, the belief that there is never enough, doesn't start with numbers in a bank account. It starts deep in the mind, often before we are old enough to understand what money even means. Somewhere, perhaps without anyone even saying it out loud, we were taught that we must earn love. We were taught that we must prove our value, that we must strive to be good enough. And slowly, quietly, we began to believe that we were not worthy just as we are. That belief takes root. It grows branches of worry, of fear, of comparison. We look around and feel behind. We wonder why others seem to receive so much with ease while we try so hard and still feel stuck. But what if the real answer is not outside of us, but within our thoughts? Our minds are incredibly powerful. Every thought we think sends a message through our bodies. When we think thoughts of fear, I'm not good enough, I'll never make it, there's never enough, our bodies respond. We tense up, our shoulders rise, our breathing becomes shallow, our energy closes off. This is not failure, this is conditioning. It's what happens when we've lived too long with thoughts that do not serve us. But just as the mind learned those fearful thoughts, it can learn new ones. Healing begins the moment we gently say, I no longer choose to believe I am unworthy. I now choose to believe I am deserving of abundance. These are not just words. They are powerful keys that begin to unlock the door to a new reality. Our thoughts create patterns, and those patterns create our emotional landscape. If we constantly think thoughts of lack, we feel anxiety. If we gently shift those thoughts toward trust, we begin to feel peace. And peace is the fertile soil in which abundance grows. When we feel safe inside, we begin to see opportunities we once missed. We begin to attract people, ideas, and resources that match our new frequency. Let's take a quiet moment together. Close your eyes, place your hands on your chest, and speak softly. I am willing to release thoughts of fear. I am willing to believe I am worthy of wealth in all its forms. These words may feel strange at first, but they are planting new seeds. And every day you water them with love, they grow stronger. It's okay to grieve the time lost in worry. It's okay to feel sadness for the years spent doubting yourself. But know this, healing is always possible. Change does not require force. It requires compassion. You are not broken. You are awakening. You are learning to treat your thoughts as sacred and your mind as the garden of your life. There is no need to wait for proof. Begin today. Begin now. One thought at a time, one breath at a time, you are stepping into a new way of being. Let each thought be a prayer. Let each affirmation be a bridge that carries you from fear to trust, from doubt to peace. Now let us open our hearts even further to a deeper understanding of wealth. You see, money is only one part of the whole. True wealth is not held in a bank. It's felt in the heart, seen in your days, heard in your laughter, tasted in the freedom to rest, to love, to create, and to simply be. Wealth is having time for yourself. Wealth is the peace you feel when you wake up in the morning without worry. Wealth is the joy in a smile, the strength in your body, the calm in your spirit. Imagine wealth as a tree. The trunk may be money, yes, but there are so many branches: love, health, creativity, inner peace, meaningful work, friendship, spiritual connection. These are not separate. They are all part of the same living system. And when we nourish one, we nourish them all. When we begin to appreciate the wealth we already have, we open the flow for even more to come. So often we focus so much on what we think is missing that we forget to see what is already overflowing. Take a moment and look around. Is there warmth in your home? That is wealth. Do you have a kind word to speak or hear? That is wealth. Can you take a deep breath right now and feel the life moving through you? That is priceless wealth. There is a simple but powerful practice I often share: gratitude journaling. Each day, write 3 forms of wealth you experienced, not just money. Perhaps today you received a loving smile. Maybe you had a quiet moment to yourself. Or maybe you felt inspired to take care of your body. These moments are not small. They are signs that wealth is already with you. By recognizing these moments, you shift your focus from what you lack to what you are already receiving. And in that shift, your energy changes. You no longer carry the vibration of desperation. You begin to carry the energy of fulfillment. And that energy is magnetic. It draws more wealth to you effortlessly. You see, what we focus on grows. If we keep telling the story of what we don't have, that story expands. But if we begin to speak the truth of what we already hold, that truth blossoms. Each time you say, "Thank you for this gift," even if the gift is small, you align more deeply with the frequency of abundance. Let's say this together now, quietly, with love. I am grateful for the wealth already in my life. I see it, I feel it, I welcome more. Let this be your prayer. Let this be your song. Let this be your new way of seeing the world. There is no need to rush. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be to begin. And as you continue to shift your thoughts, to open your heart, and to live in gratitude, you will come to see that wealth was never far away. It was within you all along, waiting to be seen, felt, and embraced. There is something very sacred about understanding that abundance begins from within, not out in the world, not in numbers or possessions or praise. It starts in the quiet corners of the heart, in the way you speak to yourself, in the tone of your thoughts. When we talk about aligning with abundance, we are talking about returning to our natural state. We are talking about letting go of the tight grip of fear and stepping into ease, trust, and openness. Energy flows where attention goes. When we are closed off, afraid to trust, afraid to be seen, afraid to want too much, we block the natural current that wants to move through us. That current is always there. It doesn't disappear, but it waits for us to say, "Yes, I'm ready. I am open to receive." Sometimes we've spent so many years trying to protect ourselves, guarding against disappointment, shielding from rejection, that we don't realize we've also been guarding against the very good we long for. Being open is not a weakness. It is a sign of deep trust. It is a sign of healing. It means your soul remembers the truth that you are meant to receive. You are meant to feel supported. You are meant to feel joyful. Let your body show you the way. Notice how it feels when you relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, open your hands. This is the posture of abundance. It is saying, "I trust life. I know good things are on their way." These small shifts in the body speak loudly to the universe. They say you are ready. One of the most powerful things you can do is look into your own eyes. Truly look, not with criticism, not with judgment, but with love, and say, "I am open to receiving all that is good." Let it feel tender. Let it feel true. You may cry. You may resist. That's okay. Each time you do it, you soften the walls that have been built around your heart. Abundance is not something you earn by being perfect. It's something you align with by being present. When you breathe deeply, when you love gently, when you rest when you need to, you are in alignment. And when you align, you allow. Try this simple visualization when your mind feels crowded with doubt. Imagine your life as a flowing river. You are the water. You are meant to move, to nourish, to carry, to reflect the light. You do not need to force the flow. You only need to stop building dams with your thoughts. Say softly, "I release resistance. I choose to flow." This is your invitation to live in harmony with the current of life. It's not about what's missing. It's about what's already here, waiting for your yes. And that yes, that gentle shift in energy, can open doors no effort ever could. Now let's gently turn to the power of thought, your quiet, constant companion. Every day you are thinking thousands of thoughts. Some rise quickly, others sit quietly in the background, repeating over and over without your even noticing. And yet, these thoughts are creating the emotional climate you live in. They shape your beliefs. They color your decisions. They either build bridges to abundance or walls of fear. Your thoughts are like seeds. What you plant, you grow. If you plant thoughts of worry, you harvest tension. If you plant thoughts of trust, you harvest peace. And when you feel peaceful, you open space for solutions, for clarity, for new opportunities to come into view. It's not about never thinking a negative thought again. That's not realistic, and it's not kind. But it is about becoming aware, lovingly aware, of the patterns that no longer serve you. Ask yourself gently, is this thought helping me or hurting me? Not with judgment, with curiosity, with compassion. One practice that can shift your whole perspective is this. When you notice yourself thinking a fearful or doubtful thought, pause and ask, would I spend money on this thought if it were a product? Because your thoughts are energy. They cost you peace. They either give or take from your spirit. When you begin replacing those draining thoughts with gentler, more empowering ones, something beautiful begins to happen. You create a new emotional atmosphere, one where abundance can grow. You don't need to control every thought, but you can become a loving gardener of your mind. And with each kind thought, you bring yourself closer to the energy of wealth. Speak these words softly or write them down when you need guidance. I think thoughts that welcome abundance. Let them guide you when fear rises. Let them comfort you when you feel uncertain. This is not pretending everything is perfect. This is choosing to create a better inner environment so life can meet you with greater ease. You are not powerless in your mind. You are the creator, the one who chooses the tone, the one who chooses the focus. And that choice, made again and again, is how you align with the flow of prosperity. Now let us open a space in our hearts to something tender, something powerful, forgiveness. Not the kind of forgiveness that rushes or forces or dismisses pain, but the kind that frees you to receive what is waiting for you. Because abundance cannot flow where resentment lives. And many times, we are not even aware of how tightly we hold on to past hurts, especially when they are tied to money, to shame, to fear. You may be carrying guilt for past choices, or anger toward those who judged you, or sorrow for the times you felt unsupported. All of this is natural. All of this deserves compassion, but it does not need to stay. When we forgive, not because the past was okay, but because we are ready to be free, we open our energy. We create space for something new. Forgiveness is a key that unlocks stuck doors. It says, I am no longer tied to this pain. I release it so I may rise. Begin gently. Choose one moment, one memory, one feeling, and speak softly to yourself, I forgive the past. I free myself to prosper now. Let this be a gift you give your heart, not for others, but for you. You deserve to be light. You deserve to be clear. You deserve to move forward unburdened. Sometimes we believe that holding on will protect us, but holding on only keeps the wound open. Letting go allows healing. Letting go allows flow. And in that flow, wealth can return, not just in money, but in joy, in clarity, in peace. Your abundance is not tied to what others did or didn't do. Your abundance is tied to your energy now. And when you release what no longer serves you, your vibration rises. Your energy expands. You begin to see through new eyes, feel with a new heart, live with new hope. Speak forgiveness daily if you need to. Whisper it into your pillow. Write it in your journal. Let the words be soft but steady. This is your clearing. This is your healing. And from this healing, a life of greater flow begins to unfold. There is a beautiful shift that takes place when we stop asking, what can I get? And begin living the question, what can I give? This does not mean draining yourself or ignoring your needs. It means understanding the energetic truth that what we give with love multiplies. And giving is not limited to money. You are a radiant source of generosity already through your time, your presence, your words, your smile, your kindness. When we practice generosity, even in small ways, we begin to expand our sense of abundance. You might share encouragement with someone who feels unseen. You might hold space for someone's story. You might offer a helping hand, or even just your calm energy in a tense moment. These actions ripple outward, they create movement, and movement is life. Stagnation is what blocks prosperity. Generosity is what unblocks it. You may have been told that you must hold tightly to what you have or it will disappear, that you must protect, guard, restrict. But true abundance responds to openness. It responds to circulation. What you give freely from a loving place returns to you in unexpected, beautiful ways. Each day, try to offer one act of generosity, not out of duty, but out of joy. Let it be small if it needs to be. Perhaps you hold the door open. Perhaps you share a loving thought. Perhaps you give yourself 5 quiet minutes to rest. That too is generosity. The more you practice this, the more your energy expands. And that expansion makes space for more good to enter. Say these words with your heart. There is always more where that came from. Let them replace thoughts of fear and loss. Let them echo through your spirit. You live in a universe that never runs out of love, joy, or support. The more you trust this, the more life reveals it to you. Now let's bring our awareness into the body, the precious vessel that carries your energy every day. Your body is always speaking to you. It tells you when you are aligned and when you are not. It holds on to tension when your thoughts are fearful, and it relaxes when your thoughts are peaceful. Your body is your ally. It is your mirror. Begin to notice your body's signals. Are your shoulders tight? Is your breath shallow? Do you clench your jaw or fists? These are signs, not of failure, but of feedback. Your body is simply saying, something needs care, something needs space, something needs love. A wonderful way to reconnect with the energy of abundance is to scan your body gently. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and move your attention from head to toe. As you breathe, send kindness to each part. Where there is tightness, soften. Where there is heaviness, lighten. Where there is numbness, awaken. This practice is not about fixing. It is about honoring. Wealth does not feel like pressure. It feels like ease. It feels like expansion. It feels like aliveness in your body. So let your body lead you. Listen when it asks for rest. Move when it wants to move. Breathe deeply when your thoughts become stormy. These small acts bring your physical self into harmony with your spiritual self. Try this simple ritual each day. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and breathe deeply for 3 minutes. Feel the breath enter. Feel it leave. No force, just presence. This is wealth in motion. This is energy flowing. This is you receiving the present moment fully. The more attuned you become to your physical energy, the easier it is to feel the blocks and to gently release them. There is wisdom in your body. It wants you to thrive. It wants you to feel safe. Let it guide you back into flow. Now comes something truly special, living as though you are already wealthy in spirit. This is not pretending. It is remembering. It is choosing moment by moment to walk, speak, and move from a place of inner richness. When you carry yourself with peace, when you treat your home with care, when you honor your time and speak gently to yourself, you are declaring to the universe, I know who I am. I know what I'm worthy of. I know abundance belongs to me. There is no need to wait for outer signs before you feel prosperous. Let that feeling come first. Let it begin in how you rise in the morning. Let it shape how you treat your day. Wealth is in the tone of your voice. It is in the way you take time for beauty. It is in the way you open your heart to life. One beautiful way to practice this is to slow down. Walk a little more mindfully. Drink your tea with appreciation. Speak to yourself as you would to someone you love deeply. This is not performance. This is alignment. This is your soul returning to its natural rhythm. Say this quietly when you need a reminder. I walk in the rhythm of divine abundance. Let this be the tempo of your life. No more rushing, no more chasing, just a steady, graceful return to the wealth that already lives within you. And as you continue to live this way, life begins to reflect it. Opportunities arrive, support shows up, peace deepens. And most of all, you no longer feel like something is missing. You no longer feel behind. You no longer feel left out of life's blessings, because now you know the blessing is you, the wealth is already within. So let us come to this gentle close, this sacred pause, not with an end, but with a beginning. Wealth is not something you must win, nor is it something that only belongs to a chosen few. It is a vibration, a way of being, a relationship with life itself, and that relationship is ready to be restored within you now. You have learned how to open, how to notice, how to soften, how to release, how to give, how to align. And all of this comes together to create the energy of true wealth. You were never far from it. You were never separate from it. And now you are returning to it. Not by force, not by demand, but by love, by choice, by trust. As you go forward, carry this simple, powerful truth. You are enough. You are worthy. You are safe to receive. You are ready to live in harmony with the energy of wealth. Let these words guide you like a quiet light. I align with the energy of true wealth, and it flows to me with grace. Speak them when you feel doubt. Speak them when you feel joy. Let them be your inner compass. You do not need to rush. You do not need to prove. You only need to continue, one loving thought at a time, one kind breath at a time. Wealth is not ahead of you. It is beside you. It is within you. It is yours.